Hello. Just another quick update from the painting table. Um, I had a couple of weeks on holiday, so I wasn't able to get much done. But you notice there are no cavalry figures on the desk. That's because the French cavalry is now finished, waiting for a varnish. So I'll do that at some point, and I'll give you an update on those. So I've been turning my attention to some Hanoverians. So I wanted to do some more infantry. I was a bit fed up with painting cavalry, and so I picked out the Hanoverians and made a start on those guys, and I was kind of doing some research along at the same time, because although I'm not really fussed, they are my figures after all, I wanted them slightly accurate. And oh my goodness, what a complete minefield the Hanoverians are. No one seems to know exactly what they look like, what flags they carried, what colours they had, facing colours, etc. There's all sorts of different accounts of this stuff. And I wish I hadn't bothered now. But no, we'll carry on. So I thought I'd be really, really clever, and when Warlord had their sprue sales, I went mad and bought these for £1 each. These are all the Warlord Hanoverian sprues, so you see the hats there. So I got all that lot for not very much money at all. So I thought it'd be really clever and grab a load of those. And as it turns out, that's probably the worst thing I could have done. So the Hanoverians, the Landwehr, which these guys are going to be painted up as, were wearing the soft cap. There were no elite companies in there, as far as I understand, so no sort of shoulder wings for the grenadiers or light infantry, because basically they didn't exist within the Landwehr. The hats have yellow bands around them, so that's fine, regardless of what colour the facings are, I think. So that's pretty standard. As far as I can tell, trousers were grey unless... Well, this is for the 100 Days campaign, by the way. Trousers were grey unless they were a light battalion, in which case they're wearing the wrong hats. And then they were dark blue. So dark Prussian blue. Something like that. Yeah, so backpacks. Apparently the Hanoverians were ordered to paint their backpacks yellow. So I was going to use that colour. So some did. Some units did, and some units didn't. So and you might have had a mix within the unit, apparently, because the soldiers hadn't actually got round to doing it yet. So I was going to paint some flaps of the backpacks yellow, leave the rest of the backpack black, and have a bit of a mix in there. Now, because I've got so many of these figures, when I come to do... Oh, no one knows what the flags are either, which is pretty awesome. Apparently they got burnt in World War II. So we only have drawings and descriptions left of the flags. So that's handy. Oh, no one can agree on the facing colours either. So they know what regiments and units were there at Waterloo, but there's a bit of a difference of opinion over what colour their facings were. And the line battalions, they had shakos. So if I go back to a sprue from British infantry, I've got spare heads on those. So I shall be using those spare heads to make the line battalions up. And lastly, command. So there's some command figures I've painted. Because I just brought the sprues, I'm missing commands, so I went and grabbed a field battalion command from Perry. Sorry about the reflection there. So I'm going to mix those in to some of the field units, field battalions, and I need an officer on a horse. So I grabbed a warlord guy. And apparently the officers quite liked the bicorns for the Hanoverians, apparently. So this guy will do. So his sash will get painted yellow, and he'll just be sort of red coat and grey trousers. And I think that should do us for Hanoverians. So I'll carry on painting sort of as many units as I can squeeze out of these sprues without having to use the sort of elite company sort of bird's nest wing guys. Oh yeah, if we're doing a light battalion, then we do need the bird's nests. They had blue trousers. I might have mentioned that. I can't remember. They had blue trousers. Complete minefield. I'm really pleased I started Hanoverians. So the box art that's on Warlord leads you to believe that everyone had sort of yellowy cuffs and collars and that kind of stuff. Apparently not so. So I'm pretty much just going to ignore the box art. Oh, and the flags that you get in the Warlord as well. Apparently they didn't carry Union flags at Waterloo, so yeah, so minefield. Anyway, I'm enjoying this because it's not just a case of painting, it's a case of read, paint, adjust the paint, read some more, adjust it again, and so on. Anyway, that's my little project for the next month, I think, until I go mental and throw them all into a cupboard and never want to see them again. Oh, bayonets. Landwehr battalions weren't issued bayonets, so somehow I've got to cut these off. I might not though, because on the back there you've got the scabbard for the bayonet. So this might be a Landwehr battalion that did get issued bayonets. I'll do one figure, see what it looks like. I might do this guy because I'm not really painting him much. Cut his bayonet off, cut his scabbard off. If I don't make too much of a mess of him, I might adjust the rest. If it turns out messy or I'm not brave enough, we might have the only Landwehr battalion issued with bayonets. Anyway, that's enough. I've gone on for too long now. Bye for now.